studio production begins in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Community Foundation Spotlight. I'm Erica Joseph, President at the Community Foundation, and we appreciate this opportunity to share with you and introduce you to organizations and people working right here on the Lower Eastern Shore to improve our communities. My guest is Cheryl Meadows, the Executive Director at Salisbury Neighborhood Housing, and it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we've worked together for many years, and so I know a lot about all the wonderful work that Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services does. But for those who might not have heard your name or have seen it but want a little more information, give us a little bit of background on who you are and how you serve the community.
Well, we are a nonprofit organization. We've been in the community for 22 years now. We are chartered by NeighborWorks America, which is a congressionally chartered nonprofit. And we have a mission of neighborhood revitalization through homeownership opportunities. And we do that through a variety of ways. We have an educational side where we help people with credit and budgeting. We do financial fitness classes. We do home buyer education, pre-purchase counseling. And we also have a foreclosure intervention piece, which has been unfortunately one of our biggest lines of business over the last several years after the housing market collapsed. So we actually help people, we intervene with their lender to try to help them save their homes.
So unfortunate that there has been an uptick in the number of individuals that need that service, but a wonderful opportunity for you to help keep families in their home and hopefully, avoid some of that domino effect that might happen.
Yes, it can be a very daunting experience to try to deal with the lender, not knowing what to ask, who to call, and we have a great staff that does that on behalf of our clients.
And how big is your team? Because most nonprofits are lean and mean, and so I imagine that's true for you as well.
We're very lean and mean as well. We have 5 full-time staff members and 2 part-time staff members.
And I know that your organization does focus some in, key areas throughout the community. And so do you want to talk a little bit about, how you help sort of focus some of your energy in certain neighborhoods and certain communities?
Well, in addition to our educational side, we have a lending side. So we do second mortgage loans to help people purchase. We also do rehab loans for existing homeowners, and we do down payment and closing cost assistance loans. Sometimes we have grant funds available. Primarily we serve Wicomico County with our loan products, but we are really targeting the city of Salisbury. And within the city, we have 4 target neighborhoods, the Camden neighborhood, Doverdale Church Street, the West Side, and just recently we added Newtown.
And so working day to day with housing, you all have to see the impact that someone becoming a homeowner for the first time or being able to invest in their home to make improvements. What do you see as some of the key benefits for all of us living in the community because of that targeted work you're able to do?
Well, home ownership has been proven to help stabilize a neighborhood. Kids tend to do better in school. Neighbors look out for each other, and it's really nice to see someone who has never owned a home before get into their first house. We work with them from the very beginning. A lot of people come in, they don't know where to start. We take them all the way through settlement, and then we're there afterwards. If unfortunately they get into trouble or they want to do some rehab to their house. We also teach a post-purchase class where we talk about, how to fix a leaking toilet so you don't have to call a plumber, or how to put some insulation around your doors and windows to help energy savings.
Which is certainly helpful because you think about all the things that come up when you're either living on your own for the first time, but certainly when you have your own home for the first time and there's nobody to call that, a landlord to fix something, and it becomes part of your not only responsibility to maintain it, but part of your expense as well.
Right, and you need to be able to budget for that because something always happens.
Absolutely. Now, you talked a little bit about your education pieces. I know one of those that you held recently, and you have plans for scheduling. Another one is the Home Buyer Education Program.
The next full group session will be on March 4th. Pre-registration will be required, so please keep an eye out on our website or our newsletter to get more information about that. We also offer the homebuyer education online, so if anybody is interested in taking it that way, they can just call our office and we'll give you the information to log in.
And that's credit planning, and what all is involved in the session?
It's start to finish, how you start to even think about buying a home, credit and budgeting, how to work with a realtor, how to shop for a home, the importance of a home inspection. Then we go into what happens at settlement and then some post-purchase issues. So the pre-purchase class covers the whole home buying process from start to finish. The class we just held was on October 8th at River's Edge. We did this in partnership with the Coastal Association of Realtors. And we had, the morning session was credit and budget counseling and what do I need to know to be able to shop for a home. And then in the afternoon we brought in a realtor, an attorney to talk about the settlement process. And at the end of the day we had a panel of city department heads, you know, the finance department, public works department, chief of police. So it was really the whole scope of becoming a homeowner. We will do it again on March the 4th, so keep an eye out on our website and in our newsletter for more information because pre-registration will be required. If you don't want to wait until March 4th, we do have an online version of the class, and you can just contact our office and we can give you the information on how to log on.
And that's great because I know we'll be talking about a number of things, so if anyone's interested in that or other opportunities that you've mentioned, what's the best way or some of the ways that our viewers can reach out to you and learn more about that particular homeowner education course or some of the other services you provide? We
are on the internet at salisburynhs.org. That's our website. We're also on Facebook. We are on Twitter, although I don't know anything about Twitter, but Allison can help anybody out that wants to reach us that way. And then, of course, they can call or stop by our office. And
your Twitter, she put it down for me, is SBYNHS. So anybody who's on Twitter, and Facebook is Salisbury NHS. So, and it's a nice opportunity, and I think expanding those outreach opportunities and how you're communicating with the public, because a lot of first-time home buyers are younger. A lot of first-time home buyers, haven't interfaced with an organization like yours before and don't realize what services there are to help. What you mentioned a couple of specific services and tools that you all have available that can help people. You mentioned the second mortgage loans to help people with their down payment. What does that do for a family or an individual who's trying to get that? What's the impact for them?
Well, a lot of families, have the income to be able to make a mortgage payment, but they don't have a lot of cash sitting around to pay for the closing costs, and closing costs can be expensive. So our loan product, will help somebody not have to come up, with $8,000 to go to closing. And we also, as I mentioned, have grant programs sometimes for lower income people. And the grant is just for 5 years. So as long as that person lives in the property for 5 years, they would not have to pay that back.
Well, that's a wonderful tool. And how does that, you mentioned the rehab side of things, so for either people who are already in their own home or for clients that you help work through that process, something happens, they want to do updates. How does your rehab loan process work?
Well, we just reduced our interest rate on the rehab loan to 1%, which is phenomenal.
Yes, unbeatable,
yes,
basically.
Yes. So anybody that wants to do improvements to their home, roof, windows, bathroom upgrade, they can contact us to make application to do that. We also administer a state rehab program for lower income families that is at 0% interest rate, and that can be totally deferred, which means they don't have to make any payment on the loan at all. The only time it would be paid back is when the house is sold.
And those also, I would imagine, have specific income parameters. Do they have geography parameters as well? Are you targeting key neighborhoods?
Actually, both of the rehab programs are available citywide.
Okay, fantastic. And you mentioned earlier some of the parts of the community that you've been working in actively, but I know that you're looking to expand into the Newtown area.
We are.
And talk a little bit about that, that particular neighborhood and what motivated you to want to reach out to them.
Well, we had just gone through our strategic planning process during the summer, and we often get calls from people that live in the Newtown neighborhood that want to do repairs to their home, or there may be a house that's been vacant for a while and they call us and say, hey, can you purchase this property and renovate it? And we only do those in our target neighborhoods where we actually acquire property, renovate them, and sell them. So now Newtown is available for us to do that. We do have a construction site as well where we do acquisition rehab. We have 2 projects going on right now on Ohio Avenue in the Camden neighborhood, 2 side-by-side properties. So if you get a chance to ride by, it's really amazing to see the transformation of these 2 houses. And when they're finished, we'll offer them for sale for home ownership.
Excellent. You're with Community Foundation Spotlight, and our guest is Cheryl Meadows, the Executive Director of Salisbury Neighborhood Housing. And thank you for that amazing overview of your services, and also the time and energy that you all spend in helping to connect the resources that you've identified from various sources to those who can benefit from them in the community.
And thank you for having me.
And I know that any nonprofit organization like Salisbury Neighborhood Housing has financial obligations. You have a staff
Absolutely.
to pay. You have goals that you're moving forward through your strategic plan. So there's day-to-day activities towards meeting those objectives. What are your needs in terms of, can people make a contribution to Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services? Can they get involved as a volunteer?
Absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers to help present at our home buyer education class. We also participate in the 3rd Friday and 1st Saturday events, so anybody that wants to help, man the booth, we'd welcome that.
And it gives people a good opportunity to be able to see the impact that those kinds of programs that you mentioned earlier have, and how they can help promote and spread the word. Because for many, I imagine, they may be going through some of these processes and struggles on their own, not realizing that you all are there to provide guidance and help. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you've been very busy in the past few months with a lot of different education opportunities, but also you recently held a really wonderful and successful outreach event through your gala. Can you talk a little bit about that and maybe any future plans you may have?
Well, we have a very energetic special events and communications coordinator, Allison Polcher, and she came to me with this idea to do a decades fundraiser this year, and she picked the 1940s. So we used Headquarters Live, and Allison did an amazing job turning Headquarters into a World War II USO. And everybody that came dressed up, and we had a first dance auction. It was just a really nice event.
And those are always fantastic from the perspective of raising funds. But I noticed the energy at that event was really important because it highlighted the fact that they're also fundraisers. So they bring in different people who may know a little bit about what you do, but it's a great way for them to network and also get more information about the work. So, congratulations on that great event and all the work, because I know your team, spent a lot of time and energy led by Allison. So congratulations on that. You have a partnership with the Community Foundation. We're working together with there's about 60 of us over the next few months that'll be gearing up for Giving Tuesday. We're thrilled to have you on board for that.
Thank you.
For viewers, I know we want to highlight it's November 29th. And for Giving Tuesday, we're encouraging organizations to promote their needs, to reach out to potential donors, and then to have everyone that can possibly give together on that one day on November 29th through the Shore Gives More website. I wanted to find out from you all, do you have any specific goals yet, specific projects, or are you doing some general fundraising through Shore Gives More?
We're doing general fundraising. We also have a partnership with Parkside High School where they build a house for us each year that we end up moving to one of our vacant lots.
Oh, excellent.
So some of the funding that we hope to raise through Giving Tuesday will go toward the construction of that that house that they're building this year.
And how many houses have come out of that partnership with the CTE
This year,
program?
the one that they just started this year will be the 14th house they have built for us.
And they do it from the ground
Start
up,
to finish, yes, and they do it on site at the school.
and then you move it to the location.
And we move it. Mhm.
Fantastic. So for folks viewing, we would encourage them to go to shoregivesmore.org on November 29th and consider a gift to Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Service or any of the wonderful nonprofits. But that's an excellent example of how people can get involved and make contributions to those specific tangible types of projects. Before we wrap up today, are there other items that I maybe forgot to ask or that you want to make sure you plug? Because it's PAC 14 is a wonderful partner for helping us get out to the community, and so we don't want to miss any important details.
Just that we really encourage people, to come take advantage of our programs and services. You may not want to buy a home, but good credit is essential for even renting. So come on in. We can help you with credit and budgeting or anything related to home ownership.
That's wonderful. Thank you for being a great resource for the community.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, and thank you to you viewing out there for spending some time with us on Community Foundation Spotlight, and we'll see you next time.